Yeah, I mean, we made too many mistakes at critical times during the game. Um, we knew that they had talent at skill positions, and in the secondary, we didn't play very well tonight. And I think, if we went 3 games, hadn't allowed a 25-yard play, and tonight we allowed a few of them, right? And like I said, we had a couple people that did not perform to the level that we were going to need them to perform at in order to win this game. There was, look, I'm proud of a couple things with the team. We got down 28-3, and the next thing you know, we're 4.5 minutes to go in a game, and we're in a 10-point game with 3 timeouts, and we needed a stop and didn't get a stop. And so defensively, I'm disappointed in how we played. I thought there was some things that we've been able to identify these last 2 games about people who can do certain things for us in certain situations. And I thought offensively there was some good things that we did tonight as the game went along. But we got to get a lot better. And so that's where we're at.
Jay, nice drive at the end, but it takes nearly 7 minutes off. Any reason for the huddling and the lack of urgency it looked like?
Well, I mean, there's points to it. We wanted to be able to execute plays and put ourselves in position. I mean, yeah, there was it would have been nice to get certain things quicker, but we also had, Kyle Friend out there some, and, there's some things that, you have a freshman running back out there some that you're working through, what was working at the time. And look, when we scored the touchdown and it gets to 30-20, like I said, there's 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. You have all 3 timeouts. You have the 2-minute timeout. You need to kick the ball off and get a 3-and-out. And then you get the ball back and you've got probably 2 timeouts, 3 minutes to go, and the 2-minute timeout, and so that was the goal to it, to where you say, okay, we've got essentially 2.5 minutes to score, 2 minutes to score, and be able to kick an onside kick and try to get it, and no, I mean, yeah, I wish that we didn't have to take 7 minutes off of it, but there, by the same token, we were in a rhythm, and it just took too long to get it all finalized.
Coach, it was a tale of 2 different halves. What wasn't happening for you in the first half that was in the second?
I mean, I just think that we kept at it, and then all of a sudden got some confidence and rhythm. We were out of rhythm in the first half, in large part because, I think that there was a press that happened too. That all of a sudden you got down 14-3, and it's okay. Now we got to start pressing, and I think some guys were a little bit out of rhythm on some things, and we just didn't finish enough plays in the first half. And when we got down 28-3, and then okay, so then we, all of a sudden started putting some things together offensively, and guys kind of, were able to relax a little bit and play, and we've got some things that we can build on, but we got to get a lot better. And like I said, look, as I had told the team, Golden State loses when Steph Curry shoots 6 for 21. We had certain guys in our secondary tonight that played 6 for 21 type game, right? Like, that's what happened, and we got to get a lot better.
Jay, what's maybe the message to Caden after tonight?
Keep us in the rhythm that we were in the third and fourth quarter. I thought that he distributed the ball well. I thought the play to Eric Richardson, very good stop and go and throw. And then we have another situation in there where we throw the ball to Richardson. He drops it. It would have been a first down, in that situation. I thought Caden had some really good balls in the second half. The one to Chris Durr, tight coverage on, that got us a big play out of there. Thought, look, we've identified the fact that Sam Harris is a bona fide threat for us. And we've got some things to build on. But I think with Caden, I think he came out of it. I don't think he had a really good first half at all, obviously, but I think he came out of it in a pretty good rhythm. And I think at least offensively, there's some things that we could build on.
What do you say to a young Jones Thomas after such a rough outing like this?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're gonna have to come back, and you got to learn why you did not make these plays. I mean, he gave up 2 deep touchdowns, and one he's a middle third player in cover 3, and we get beat on a post. Like it should have been an interception, right? And then the other one, like he's the vertical carry player, he's like looking in the backfield too long and then doesn't get to his carry. He'll be okay. He will be. But what he's got to do, he's got to learn why these mistakes matter. And look, when you play somebody with good skill talent, and they have good skill talent, there's no question about that. When you play someone that has good skill talent and you are a step off or you are a step late or you are it's what happens, and it's again, when you're going to win this type of game, you're good players, and he's played well for 3 weeks. Your good players are going to have to step up and play, and we had a few of them tonight that didn't get to the positions that we needed to get to.
Coach, what are you seeing from Anderson in that he's not starting as fast as you'd like him to in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I mean, I think part of it has to do with the fact that it's everybody involved. I mean, one of the things that these last two teams have had is multiple pretty good cover people. So there's not a lot of space in there. We're not creating enough space on some of it. But I think that, to get inside and psychoanalyze why everything started working a little bit better in the second half, I don't necessarily have that down, but I think that it's a collective. There wasn't big windows each of the last 2 weeks in some of these times to say, okay, get the ball. Now, once he got in a rhythm, though, in the second half, there's some really good balls there, so we got to build on that.
How about with Gillenborg, him not playing today? Is it just kind of with a bye week being able to get him ready for conference play?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know, he didn't really do much of anything this week. He was able to run a little bit on Friday and, spent a lot of time between bike and trying to get all this stuff done, and came out pregame to try to give it a go, and just wasn't going to be a functional player, right? And so put a guy out there that's not even 80%, then you got a chance of getting him injured in a more serious way, right? He's going to be fine. He would play next weekend if we had a game then. So he'll be fine. It's just that he wasn't going to be anywhere close to being functional enough for us to have him on the field. And that was a decision that was made, really 40 minutes before kickoff. I mean, he gave it a go. He tried, but he just...
You concerned with the left tackle at all? I know Geiger got hurt, but, it's kind of been rough.
Yeah, of course I'm
spot early
concerned.
on.
Yeah, I'm concerned with all of that and the fact that, that's where the safety, happened, right? But we'll have to do some things, and Jake has gotten better, in that regard. But yeah, I mean, that's obviously a concern, and we'll see what happened with Nate. I have a little bit of an idea of what they're saying right now. Let's, hope for the best, and we'll kind of see from there.
Jay, after the game, you and Dion had a nice embrace and were chatting for a little. You willing to share anything that was said there, or what you guys talked about?
No, I just wished him luck. I think, like I said, he was very complimentary to me, to us, to our team. I wish him the best. A guy that's meant what he's meant to football and went through things that he's went through. I just wished him the best. And big fan of Deion Sanders.
Coach, it felt like your defense was getting pressure on Salter tonight, but he'd always escape and kind of make a play. How much did that hurt you?
But basically, that we played like crap on defense. Let's just be honest in the fact that there were certain things that we needed to have a better performance defensively than what we had tonight. We were getting flushed at times and everything that way, but we didn't do a good job of staying attached to certain things receiver-wise. We didn't do a good job of finishing plays. I mean, look, there's quite a few of these that were third downs, and we didn't make those plays. We didn't do that, and it's one of those things you sit there and say, okay, let's call something different, or whatever. You could say that, but when you give up a post into a cover 3 safety that's in the middle third, like that's what you're supposed to be there for, right? We just have to get people better. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna have to go as coaches, you know, this, like I told everybody in there, we'll be better because we knew we would be better because of these 2 games. And since I've been here, we've never played 2 of them back to back like this, you know, and played 2 Big 12 teams back to back. There's always been some other game in between or something like that. And we knew that this would be difficult, and we would get exposed in certain ways if we didn't play really well. Okay, so what we've learned is where we've got to get better, and we leaked oil at different times in both of these 2 games, and you know, we've got to fix some of that, and you know, that's really where we're at.
What do you like about the way Sam Harris is running the football right now?
Well, I think there's a lot to like about everything that Sam Harris does. You know, look, Sam Harris. Here's what I'll tell you: the guy's a good football player, right? He's also on our punt block team. When we go punt in practice, he's on the scout punt block team, and he's our starting tailback right now, right? And you watch him play, and you can see why the guy's going to be a really good player. Look, I think that we've been able to identify certain things. You know, we know that Chris can make plays. We know that we have really a couple running backs in there that are good players for us. We know Caden can do things when we give him time and create space. You know, we're 4 games in, and I think that I think there's a lot more that needs to come and happen with certain players offensively that we do have. Richardson made a play tonight. Okay, great, and we got to get a lot more out of that. So there's you know, I'm not happy with tonight's result, but you know what happened was when we got down, we played like crap to start the second half defensively. They scored touchdowns 28-3, right? We could have let go of the rope, and the next thing you know, that game's like 42-3. And instead, with 4.5 minutes to go, we still have all of our timeouts. We've got the 2-minute timeout, and we're in a 10-point game. You need a stop, and we didn't get that stop. And you know, that's kind of. And then when we got the ball back, and we're down 37-20 at that point in the game, we put in, you know, all the second off. There was not a reason to get someone injured that we're going to need. Like, oh, yeah, let's go 2-minute at the end of the game. We're down 17 points. Okay, then Caden Barnett gets injured and he misses 3. What would that have proved for us, right? So there, you know, at that point when that touchdown happened there, it was just okay. Let's manage our bodies and get out of here at that point.
You guys good?